welcome back to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is going to be the Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK weekly review show for the week of February 8th, right? Oh no, that's today.
We're going to the future, but we'll go with that's
February 4th. February 4th. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This gentleman to my right correcting me is my co-host, Joe Venuto.
We kicked off roll with Stephanie in the ring because she couldn't wait any longer to get out there.
To be held, it's personal growth. She held off a while before a woman got hot again.
That's true. I mean, they're both pretty hot then, to be fair. I mean, like, still, at her age, she looks phenomenal.
Hot and getting momentum in booking. That's personal growth, Steph. Good job.
Becky's entrance cut her off, though. Complete with limp. Stephanie shows a clip from the Rumble where Becky held a roll knee. And then last Monday when Ronda was talking about the band knee. And then Becky says she'll fight anyone, and doctors aren't looking at her. That wasn't cool with the big boss lady, though, because she will let Becky compete with an examination, though Becky looks kind of stupid for not just getting her knee checked out. But since it's Becky, we just ignore all plot holes. Becky doesn't think Stephanie has ever struggled for a thing because she's Daddy's girl who's saying everything and wants to stop Becky from fighting for everything. No one's stopping her Mania, and that includes Steph. That sounds like a liability to Steph because the knee can't hold the match back. If Becky won't get evaluated, she's suspended until further notice. Stephanie does send her, so Becky knocks her down with one punch. The knee gives out when Becky gets her to disarm her, so she beats up agents, goes for Steph again. Steph kicks her in her knee, and Becky still can't walk properly, so she limps up the ramp.
A hot angle start off the show with
Unneeded. A hot unneeded angle.
Yeah. It wasn't needed because they literally could have told that story that she's hurt, and also she entered into the Rumble with under whose authority?
Finley's.
When does Finley ever make booking decisions kayfabe-wise?
Well, see, Hornswoggle is like a son to Vince, even though Vince pretended to be his father. Hornswoggle is like a son to himself, because Vince still cares about him. You know, Finley's his real father, so I think that gives him the guise, the jurisdiction, because Vince still loves Hornswoggle, because he treated him like family for like a few months.
By having JBL beat the crap out of him.
Tough love, bitch. Where you can't all be SJW, millennials, and all. Tough love, bitch. Does that still crack my else up? Because that's hilarious. Like,
JBL beating Hornswoggle.
And then WrestleMania, we hit with the trash can.
Just throw it at him, man.
Oh, yeah, see, that doesn't happen. It's Stephanie does. Stephanie's helped to get the last shot in.
Yeah. And also, it was kind of set up weird. Just with Stephanie's character, with them being the overarching authority, that the McMahons have actually gotten different characters by Shane because it's literally the same thing Shane's done.
Right.
Where they're trying to bring out the best in people. So Stephanie's character pretty much just reverted back to before December.
Yeah.
Meaning they have no new ideas for her. She just has to go out there and give Steph the rub, as it were.
I thought Steph was the face in the segment. That's the funny thing. Why wouldn't you see the doctor? If that's all it takes to make him at WrestleMania, if you think you're okay.
Because Becky doesn't be taking out of the match.
We'll hold the correct name next time. We don't have any in this situation. I'm just saying, if there is anybody else you know, they will have gotten called out on. The fans will have called WWE out.
Yeah.
Or point out the mistake.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying. I mean, it's also WWE's fault for actually still showing the photo. That's on WWE's fault.
That is true.
I mean, there's also the fact that they could have easily fixed it by just putting the brace.
Just making it reversed.
Yeah, just putting the brace on the right knee. But.
Or literally just turning the picture around.
Yeah, we're doing that. But, so, minus all that. Yeah. About gets better. Post break, Becky's limping from the back. When she ran into Ronda. And then Ronda told them about being a professional, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how she should attack Stephanie.
Even though that's what she did practically when she came into the company.
Because they have a pay-per-view to sell. Her words. And then, well, Becky did out there to help anything. And then, Ice and Advil, bitch.
She should have just cut out that first part, stared at her and said Ice and Advil, bitch, and walked away.
Well, first I wonder why can't Ronda just snap on her? Now, with that being said, I'm not blaming Ronda for the first part of that promo.
No.
We go back to this segment from the Go Home show to the Rumble on SmackDown, backstage with Carmella, R-Truth, and Charlotte. Who the fuck talks like that?
Yeah.
The woman, for some reason, get lines that no other earthling or alien will say.
Exactly.
What you did was wrong out there. Now how can we sell the pay-per-view? Who the fuck talks like that? Just have Ronda snap on her. Up next, Ronda squashed Liv Morgan.
Yeah, it really wasn't long at all. I think Liv rolled like a circle around her. Ronda caught her, punched her in the stomach, and put her on the armbar.
Yeah, it was barely a match. Not a terrible idea, except for when she's one half of the contenders for the women's tag titles. Post-match, Ronda grabbed the mic. For some reason, Mike Rome hates us all. He gives it to her. He gives her a live mic. Well, would you like to tell them what she said? Because words just can't explain what she said.
You're all against me.
And then she
then
she started talking in tongues. and somewhere along the line, Sarah Logan.
You're all against me. You know what? One of you step up.
Yeah. And then somewhere along the line, Sarah Logan stepped up. Up next, Ronda Rousey defeated Sarah Logan.
I guess a little bit more of a fair length for this match. Fair being, what, 2 minutes?
4 minutes and 50 seconds.
4 minutes. Double what I thought. It was good while it lasted, but pretty much the ending was never a doubt. And hey, why not just bury the contenders both contenders on the same night for the woman tag titles?
Yeah,
smart idea.
Most of the matches during a break. It was an all-dominant performance. Post-match, Ruby looks up at Ronda and gets on the apron. Ronda says, "Come on," but Ruby bails instead. And in the back, Ruby says she can beat Ronda, but it's not going to be for the title. And right now, her friends need her, so Ronda can wait. Ruby's one of the more naturally woman talkers on that brand.
Yeah.
Bailey and Sasha right to win the women's titles, despite recent championship failures. And then they'll make history in Chamber by being the first ever woman tag champions. They're going to make history.
They're not the first ever woman tag champions.
Then Alicia Fox and Nikki, not Nikita. Little Fem Nikita. Nikki.
Fem Nikita.
Because you haven't put that damn tweet though. Like,
yeah.
Nikki Cross. Come in and say no win instead. Up next, Revival defeat Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, and the B Team to become number one contenders for tag titles.
Yeah, in a tag division, no one really cares about with the one team that actually has a little something going forward. Yeah, that's typical Raw tag division. Fair match.
The match is fun while Heavy Machinery getting the shine again, and they lost their names. So they're now Otis and Tucker.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a full name on the main roster.
Especially if you're a big guy, and Andrade.
Right. Yeah.
Have 3 names. You can only have one name. Biggie, Big Cass,
Cesaro,
Rusev,
Neville.
Yeah,
There isn't much else to say. I'm assuming the Revival get the titles to make them happy.
Is it going to make them happy?
But it still feels pretty slapped together anyway, so.
Yeah.
Revival don't belong in a 4-way. But this won't take my ranking yet with them. For next year. Until they face the Young Bucks at Double or Nothing, too. Kurt Hawkins tells Zack Ryder.
No, it'll be like Full House or something.
The name would be taken.
Okay,
For
Royal Flush.
Right. Kurt Hawkins tells Zack Ryder they'll be in the ring next time. Hogan said maybe this would be if Ryder had another partner. And Zack didn't want to hear it because last week they spelled his name wrong on the graphic, which they actually did with an H7K. But they're going to end their losing streak together. And then Hawkins said then, with the final line, maybe then they'll get your name right. Various wrestlers shook Kurt Angle's hand. Mr. James.
Mickey James and Apollo.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because they started a feud between Apollo and Razor.
Yeah.
Wait, that was actually on the...
No. Well,
Oh, okay, I was going to say, that actually segment was on the...
What show's referring to is...
The edit version?
On Hulu, for some reason, my DVR just didn't record Raw. I don't know why. It's marked as record.
I don't know why you're made Hulu.
No, it's marked as record.
Yeah, no, I don't know why you're getting mad at Hulu. It's not like they hate your guts.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, unless you enjoyed it. Honestly, I want to say the show was good.
It was relatively okay.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
This was okay, this part? This part was on the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Kurt told about everything he's accomplished in his career. He turned the house down with Shawn Michaels. Soil room with milk and one of the greatest things in world history. No matter what day, he always had to face to tell me he sucks. Fans shouldn't make you suck. Angle said thank you, I guess. The 3 I's have been turned into 3 D's. Defeat, doubt, and depression. Angle's also a lot lately, and he knows he can't beat Father Time. Good to know he realizes it. Unfortunately, WWE don't realize it. This brings up Baron Corbin because Raw needs that. Says his speech.
If Raw needs something, it needs more Baron Corbin.
Said his speech needed to take place at the Hall of Fame. Corbin calls Angle old and broken down, so Angle threatens to break his ankle. This brings up Drew McIntyre. They told about Angle to hack out his own ankle out, and then Portland needs to get his cameras right because 2 of them are putting Angle down for good. The ring is surrounded. And then Braun comes out for the save. House is cleared. Woo! But the villains run for the crowd.
Yep. I don't think anyone actually thought Kurt was retiring or cared.
Well, they cared that he looked like he was retiring. Then they stopped caring at the match. I mean, they stopped caring when Corbin came out.
Actually, they didn't even seem like they cared about the retirement, to be honest.
But the part of the fans platform when it came out, or the fans that changed, you suck at him.
No, like they weren't like buying into the retirement whatsoever, or the fake retirement.
I didn't buy into it because it wasn't the opening or main,
yeah,
or 10 o'clock hour,
or in the beginning of February.
Well, he might have. Well, he needs to.
They'll probably give him until me. They'll probably do it at Mania.
That's gross. Up next, wrestlers told about Rosa Parks. I'm not sure if I need to mention that, but there you go. We look back at Seth winning the Rumble and taking a beating from Brock. We don't know if he's going to be clear for WrestleMania. Because he has a back injury. Nice graphic for wrestling.
Yeah.
Woman tag title qualifying thing. Sasha and Billy defeating Nikki and Alicia Fox. Was this one, Rulo?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the match was fine.
Sasha's injured.
More of a handicap match because Sasha was injured and pretty much stayed on the rope.
Yeah.
Stayed on the apron the entire time after the beatdown and selling the beatdown. And then Bayley pretty much rolls up Alicia out of nowhere.
Why are you sorry to Alexa?
No problem.
Why are you sorry to Alexa? Because Alicia's black and you don't confuse her with a black woman.
No, Alexa's more talented.
That's sad. That's true.
You know it is.
There wasn't much that could be done here. I mean, look at the people in the ring. Did you actually expect a great match?
If it was Nikki and Bayley.
Yeah, they barely interacted. It was really a singles match with like a couple times from Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, Billy was on.
Although for some reason, Alicia and a Nikki tag team does sound kind of interesting.
That's where I want my Nikki Cross. And
It's not where I want my Nikki Cross.
And that's why I want Alicia Fox on my TV.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it'll sound interesting until they push it into the ground that they're both crazy, yeah?
Yeah.
They're crazy.
One's crazy like a fox, and the other one is just crazy.
So you're tired of it now? Yeah. Hopefully Sausage Field for the Chamber.
They'll be the masters of the new wacky line.
Hopefully Sausage Field for the Chamber. If not, that match. Well, at least Alicia took the pin. I didn't care about the match, so I guess it was it was good quality, but I don't really give a fuck about that division. We look back at Elias attacking Jarrett. Apollo was worried about Angle to Pete, and at least he has brains. Razor and Drake Maurer come up and tell Apollo to admit that he's scared. Don't know what he's scared of. Apollo makes short jokes get Drake.
Yeah.
And match team tease between Apollo and Razor. Hold on to your bus.
This was not on Hulu.
Up next, Elias defeated Jeff Jarrett.
Believe it or not, that wasn't on Hulu either.
I'm stunned. Of 8 minutes of my life, I'll never get back. He is Subway. Well, Sub-Belt rings.
Elias.
Yes. I'm not sure what the point of this was. I'm not sure if WWE does either.
I think they were just like, oh my god, Jarrett got a pop. We got to do something with him. When it's just literally a fun Rumble moment.
At least they went with a relatively short match overall. Instead of a pay-per-view.
I like Jarrett, but I think at this point, whatever he has with Elias has overstayed its welcome.
Yeah. Because Elias is just going to drag him down.
Exactly.
I mean, the least they could do is have, like, Jarrett versus Lashley. Or something for their Continental title.
If you wanted to do something
Jarrett's
with Elias,
not looking...
it should have been at the Rumble, and then Jarrett could have been a part of something Elias was going to do at WrestleMania. More than likely, it's going to be with The Rock, but Jarrett could have been a part of that segment.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're getting The Rock for that, that's a bigger deal than Jarrett.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Jarrett can stay around. Jarrett can still move in there. So, I don't mind him wrestling. He just shouldn't be wasting his time with crap. Well. Then post-match, Rory jumped Elias for distraction, so Jarrett can guitar him down. Dana Brooke apologized to Natalya, but starts yelling. Eventually set up a match for next week. Natalya had her headphones in and didn't hear a thing. That's actually funny, huh?
Because, people usually just tune out when Dana Brooks starts talking.
People normally tune out by...
Or, comes out or pops up on your screen.
Because, people normally tune out by 9:30 on Raw.
That's true.
Finn says the Irish are stubborn by nature, and he's not going to be held down by a bully like Lashley. He'll take the fight of Lashley just like he did Brock. Says the Intercontinental title, Finn versus Bobby. That Leo came out in his gear, Lashley had a microphone for some reason. Finn was banged out, so we're not seeing a mouse versus a Mack truck tonight, according to Lashley. Lashley brought Finn losing last week because he can beat Brock in a ring in the Octagon or in his sleep. The Octagon part's not true. Finn needs to fly someone closer to the sides, so until he has Leo Rush, if Finn entertains him enough, we might have a title match later. Up next, Finn defeated Leo Rush. My match of the
night for Raw. Probably my favorite match of the night on Raw.
Yeah.
I thought, for the time they got, I thought they put on a good match.
Yeah, not too bad here right now. I feel like this is another great we're all great in the same sentence. Another great reason to have people like Leo as managers and talkers, because you can use them in the further in their working match every now and then too. I don't know, everyone's going to be lost. And Finn versus Lashley Chamber, I guess, because we're all these stuff for pay-per-view should work, especially if Finn wins the title. Now, do I think he's going to win the title? Probably.
No.
Post-match, Lashley hits the ring, so Finn Beals. That Paige came out to introduce a clip from Fighting With My Family.
It was good to see Paige.
Yeah. it was time for a moment of bliss with special guest EC3. Was this on Hulu?
Yeah.
This whole show's going well. Alexis certainly sees a person EC3, and she gets straight to the big question: Raw or SmackDown? But EC3's best ability, you don't have him do. So when he has to talk, Nia and Tamina interrupt because we'll be right back.
Yes.